everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and we are going to be doing the 7th episode of Modified Monday today. We're actually running a little bit late, which is pretty typical for me. We're supposed to be at the place at 10 o'clock and it's past 9:30 and it's over half an hour to get there, so we've got to get on the road. But in this episode, we are going to be doing a dyno test on a Raptor, and then we're going to be tuning it as well. But let's just get right into that. No video is ever complete without a cold startup on the Shelby, so here we go. And since we are going to be cruising on the highway, we're going to go in sport mode. Always got to have a lot of exhaust, and then we'll do normal suspension so it doesn't beat me up so much. But let's head right over there now. So as you can see here, we are still a little bit of a ways out. Cruising in 6th gear, so we're in Prius mode right now with the Shelby. Can't even hear the exhaust or anything. Look, I'll press in the throttle. Nothing. So should be there in a little bit, and this is the most sad mode for me to be in, but we'll get good gas mileage so we don't use up all the fuel before we get there. So we just got here over to Ignition Logic, and that's actually where we're going to be tuning the Raptor, but I'll give you guys a quick walk around on my buddy's Raptor. So here is his Raptor, and you're actually going to recognize this bumper from another video. I won't say anything, but cool bumper. And then he did just recently add an aftermarket exhaust to it as well. So you can see that right here. It's a lot louder than it was prior. And then new tires on it. Up front, he's got an intercooler, and you can kind of see the red through the grill. And then bumper with a winch as well up front. Looks really, really cool. I love the front end, and this particular paint color that he has on it was only available for 2017, and so it's super, super unique. But we're gonna take this Raptor in today, and then they're going to do a tune on it. This is kind of random and cool, but there is a Type RA here, which you don't see a lot of these. They didn't make that many. I think they only made about 500 of them, but you can see they did a little bit different with the rims, but still have the RA spoiler, and then you can see the carbon fiber roof. Look a little bit on the interior on that. Super sweet car though. Hopefully one day someone will lend me one of these so I can do a full review on them. They're really, really cool. So we just wrapped up doing a boost leak and smoke test. Now we're measuring the Raptor for the dyno just to make sure that it fits there. And then we've got the tuner all put up in the truck here as well. And so we're pretty excited, and I'm in love with this rear bumper. I just love the lights with it, especially just how it like all melds together the exhaust. It just looks super, super sweet. I've got some news. This is actually the Mustang Dyno. It does dyno all 4 wheels. It's a pretty cool setup right here. This is the widest variant that you can get for a Mustang Dyno, but it's actually too narrow for the Raptor. The Raptor is about 8 inches too wide for this particular dyno. And so you'd have to do something a little bit different. So we are just gonna have to take it on the road instead of getting some dyno runs with it. Tune will still be the same, it just won't look as cool as getting some dyno runs in. But if you guys just wanted to kind of see what this all looked like, and it just goes to show how wide they actually made those Raptors.
And turn it off. I mean, you can see down here, this is where it tells you what buttons do what. So just any button to continue now.
Okay.
Okay, and you can see it's install or recheck engine lights. Let's go ahead with the install process.
Yeah, that's what we're on right now,
yep,
right? So just hit this?
Okay, it's asking you to verify the vehicle.
USDM 2017, 50 Raptor, sounds right to me.
Perfect. Go ahead and continue. Okay, now it's going to ask us which tune we want to install. So here's all of our preloaded tunes. Okay. So you can see we've got things like the Stage 0. Okay. Stage 0 is going to be referred to as a stock mode. So if you ever want to go back to the stock tune, say you're towing or anything of that sort, okay, we'll go Stage 0. Okay. But for our versions, we're going to be looking at the Stage 1 91 octane. And there's different fuel. So if you wanted to run less than premium fuel, they have a tune for that. Yeah, you're going to make the most power on 91 octane. It's recommending a battery charger on it. We're going to maintain it here, and if it goes low, we'll go ahead and put a charger on it.
This?
It's actually to the truck is what it's going to want. So,
okay.
And you want to make sure your accessories are off when you're doing this. So let's go ahead and turn our lights off and any of our air conditioning stuff off. So, okay, and go ahead and continue. And I would recommend backing up the factory data.
Okay.
That way, if you ever do uninstall it, it will uninstall it to the exact configuration that it is now.
Okay.
So those warranty guys at Ford won't be so...
They can't track it and see it's
plugged in? They won't be able to track it, yeah.
Nice.
And now this should take, I mean, some time on the more advanced ECUs. Like I was saying, the Ford ECU being pretty advanced. This should take us, I mean, 5 to 6 minutes here in total. So. how you'll change maps and so forth. So you just take it and plug your access port in right here. And you'll see our access port booting up, and then it should connect to this program here. And see, here's all the maps that are on there. If we had any data logs, the data logs would show up in here, and you just select them. So like if you ever had to send a data log to me or Cobb Tuning or anything of that sort, if you ever felt weird, you would collect it on the access port, then you come back here, plug it in, and you'll grab the data log here, and you select to the save it to my computer function here. And you'll save it, and then you can email it to and from tuners.
So it'll automatically just store that data in there.
Correct, and it can store, I mean, hundreds of data logs. It's pretty impressive.
Cool.
So we're gonna go ahead and just run their little updater tool and get the access port as up to date. Obviously, it just came out of the box, but it's probably been sitting in a box for a couple years at this point. We're gonna be running the Stage 291, and our maximum torque gains in that 39% on the Stage 293 octane, 50% gains. And then be advised of this warning here. So this is just Cobb telling you to go back to that Stage 0 tune if you are going towing. So anytime you are towing, you do have some upgrades on the truck, but you'll be fine to go to the Stage 0 map. The ignition time, like the hot will be the highest value that was recorded, and the green will be the lowest value that was recorded. It's not necessarily like a warning. So ignition time is actually pretty low, and that's how we're able to run so much boost without having knock.
So as you can see here, we just finished, they're finishing up the tune stuff right over there, but we've done most of the stuff on the Raptor, and then we are going to take it out just to see the power differences with the Raptor. So before it was a stock tune, so I've driven a couple stock Raptors before, and so this will really just be just the kind of like after, basically, with the driving experience, since Dustin's on a Raptor, and then I've also driven a ton of Raptors as well.
Like in the sport mode, it's like clean, clean, clean.
The horsepower.
And look at your torque.
486.
I saw one, I was like, dude, some numbers were just jumping.
Dude.
And then remember he was talking about your temps. So 228 was good. He said 250, don't go over.
Yep, for the oil.
Your coolant temp has to be high.
226.
And then intake air temp, what do you say, 150, right?
So there's a ton of glare right now, but you can see some of the figures on it. Peak horsepower actually went up to 448, and then torque was like almost 470 pound-feet, so it's crazy just how quick the truck actually is now, and it definitely feels a lot quicker than a stock one. So I know that was a little bit different than what we normally do for Modified Monday, but like I said, I always like to try to put more interesting content with that particular segment of my videos. And again, shout out and thank you to Ignition Logic for helping us out with this Raptor tune today. If you are stopping in for the first time, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, comment down below what you thought, and I'll see all of you in that next video.